So, hi everybody. Welcome to our today's webinar. Uh, at first, I wanted to say that it should be before pre-recorded. However, we decided to make it online because I think all of us, almost all of us, are having one special family member, which is pet. So can be cat, dog, horse, and whatever, rabbit, and they became the members of the families which are almost equal to the humans. And as long as the humans are sick, also our pets can get sick. And thanks to the years of experiences in energy, because the energy company is 31 years on the market, and since we didn't have the veterinarian line, we already used the humans concentrates for our pets because we knew that it will help. That was also my case when my previous dog was seriously sick at the end of his life, and I couldn't cure him through the classical veterinarian methods. So when nothing helped him, I decided to try some experiment, and he was my experimental animal. So I think thanks to the energy and maybe thanks to this experiment, I gave to him like 4 more months, but in full energy, and he was. I think he enjoyed these four months. So I believe that it was good for him and it was good for many others. And as I believe, um, we also want our pets to be healthy. So in energy, we have again 5 element concentrates, which we are using. So again, we need to be aware of the elements, of the relationships between them. Each element belongs to some tissues and organs. So we need to think which suppress, which stimulates, and what to harmonize. We also, and for the animals, it's the same, that circadian rhythm is the same on Earth. So even organs of our pets are following the circadian watches. So we should be aware of that as well. And because we really needed a line for animals, and also some owners hesitated to use the concentrates, human concentrates, on their animals. So we developed the energy vet. The energy vet is the line of the energy which is for our animals. They are having also the websites, so you can follow the websites Energy Vet, and you will find more details over there. However, the same thing is that we are having the pure natural ingredients. Again, uh, the thing is that for pentagram concentrates, we say that the vibrations are more smooth because we don't need to harmonize or to work with the emotions like in humans world. So they are more gentle. And since I have sometimes very sensitive clients, like human clients, and they know energy very well, so sometimes if we need the power of Regalen, however, we don't want to have emotional explosion, then we use energy vet. So this is just for me a hidden tip because it's really the power of the herbs is there. However, we don't work so much with the emotions. Animals are very sensitive creatures, so they're more sensitive than humans. And I think the sensitivity is like small children or babies. That's why we need to be very careful with the herbal stuff because their reactions are very fast and they answer sometimes too much. Um, for the animals, we are also a little bit going around because when the problem occurs in some element, then we really need to think whether there is, I think, like maybe the best example will be if you have the dog which is suffering with the false pregnancies. So in false pregnancy, you would use Ginex or in our case, Ginevet. However, there is one thing, because we need to think what's going on with this element. And now the earth is overreacting. So we will use Virovet because the this son of the mother of the earth will take the energy from her. So we will use Virovet better than Ginevet. So this is the difference between animals and between the humans, because we always need to think what is the source of the problem, and sometimes we need to go around. So if we need to add the energy, we go from the mother element. If we need to take out the energy, we are going from the children element. So this is the difference, how to cure the animals. So we need to think a lot, or you should know your pet to use the right product. However, we have also consulting websites on EnergyVet, so you can ask as well, which is so good because especially in case of pets, it's sometimes very complicated and very different. Also, for the dosage, even if we are having the horses, usually we don't have to give them such doses like 1 drop for each 10 kilos. However, especially for horses or big dogs, we are using the lower dosage, however, more often. So that means if you have 50 kilos dog, then you don't need to give him five drops. Sometimes like 2 or 3 drops, but 5 times a day are much better, because the information from the drops are coming to the organ, and they are harmonizing it faster. What's very important is that once the pet is sick, we need to also see the owner, because our pets are really supportive to us. So they're trying to support and help, or their support is that they are showing us what will happen if we won't do some actions. So this is also very important, because we can cure the dog or cat. However, if usually it's not for 100% cases. However, sometimes if the owner doesn't make the step forward, then his animal will stay sick. So this is also very important to say. And also, you can use therapeutical creams, even they are not involved in energy vet line. Whenever you need, you can use them. You can support the body with the cream. I know it's very difficult when there is a fur. However, especially after the operations, you can help with artrin very easily to heal the wound, to have this anti-inflammation effect, to support. So this is very good. So don't be afraid. You can try them. There is not only 5 element drops. We have many products. They are for our animals. However, today I just want to introduce you maybe the basic ones, and that will be like very short introduction. However, if you feel that you want more, maybe we can adjust some other webinars, and maybe we can dedicate them for veterinary section, because there is a lot of informations, a lot of good tips, and we can as well as prevent or easily cure some small problems which can be done easily, and you don't have to go to veterinarian doctor. So this is always good thing to know. And there is also the nutrition, which is very important for the pets, as well as humans, of course. However, this is very important. You can also use Miko products for dogs and cats, but there is a special dosage, so you need to know how to deal with that. And also, our energy vet can be used almost on all animals. So, for example, I have chickens, and sometimes I add phytovet, which is phytomineral, to their water, because I support their immunity, I support the mineral distribution. They have minerals, they calm down, and they have all the substances they need. So you can see this is not for dogs, cats, rabbits, horses, but also chickens, parrots, and what else do you have? I think Fitovet is has a wide range of usage, so you can use it on the daily basis, and you won't make mistake. So let's come to the 5-element range, which is the basic. So we start from the water element, which is represented by Renovet. As you can see that we just a little bit changed the names. However, still you can guess to which element these drops belong. So Renovet, like Renault. So the organs and tissues which are connected to the water element, which are kidneys, which are the bladder and all the urinary tract, as well as the bones, fur or hair. Also hormonal system like the genitalics, lymphatic system. So everything can be influenced by Renovet. It also cleanses the animal's body, which is very good because thanks to the lymphatic system support, uh, the animal uh, easily takes out accumulated metabolites, which is very good thing, especially for older animals. So you can support them if they are healthy. You can support them with the Renovat. It's very important to say that the 5-element drops you can always use as a prevention. So if you want to support your animal somehow or during the winter, you can use Renovat. There is no problem. But once when the yes, and I wanted to say Renovat is very good if with combination of Fitovet, which is phytomineral, because it stimulates the activity of the liver. It brings the optimal water environment. It balances the pH and electrolyte levels, so the body will have optimal function and won't to tend to inflammations. If we need to stimulate, so if we need to support the wood element, which is gallbladder and liver, we can use Renovat because it stimulates the activity of these two. And see again that we are going back to the previous element, or for the later element. So it will take out the energy and will support. Sorry, we will support the wood from the mother energy. So it also suppresses hyperactivity of the lungs, large intestine, and skin. So whenever you have the skin problems of the animal, which skin belongs usually to the metal element, so you can come if you need to stimulate the skin, then you go from the earth element. So you use Ginevet. If you want to calm down overreactive skin, then you use the Renovet as a water element. Renovate also works very well with all allergies. In case of allergies, you can combine Renovate, then Pause, and then Regavet. This is good combination because we support two two elements. So this is very good. As I already said, this is just basic introduction because about the Renovate, there are so many combinations in special problems. So you can search it, or we can make another webinar for this topic. Now let's come to the wood element, which is represented by Regavet, again Regavet or Regalen. I just wanted to say that for animals, it's always better to use veterinarian range because it's designed for animals. The herbal extract is the same, however, the rest of the extract is really adapted to the animals. So Regavet supports the animal's metabolism. It helps to activate enzymes and detoxifies the body. It's almost the same like the Renovate. However, Regavet doesn't go through the lymphatic system and electrolytes and pH and so on. It goes through the livers and goes also through the digestion system. Also, thanks to its doing, supports appetite. So whenever you have and there is also one funny thing: if you have like small animals like puppies or kitties, they usually eat everything. Of course, they need to learn. They are really making their database what to eat and what not to eat. However, you can support this database with a Regavet, so they won't eat something which they shouldn't. This is very good, especially for hunting dogs, because they can really eat everything. And sometimes they keep eat it. So Regavet is good to give them after 6 months of age. You can start already, so they will have less problems with this crazy appetite. So wood element is represented by liver, gallbladder, and connective tissues. Also, Regavet, if we use Regavet if we need to stimulate the activity of heart, cardiovascular system, and small intestine. So again, we will support the child. If we need to take out the activity, so the gallbladder is hyperactive, the digestion is really crazy, then we use Renovate because we go around. So hyperactive, Regavet suppresses hyperactive of the kidneys, lymphatic system, bone tissue, urinary tract, and genitals. So you can use it on many ways. And sometimes you can even support the earth element with the Regavet. So with animals, we always need to think where is the problem, how it looks like, and what we need to support. Korovet. Korovet is also very special because it stimulates transport functions in the body. So it's helping to increase the blood flow to tissues, which is always good. Regavet is unblocking, so it helps to better flow of chi, and Korovet increases blood flow. So then there's more oxygen in the body, then the regeneration goes very fast. Also harmonizes the psyche, which is very good, because if we have animals, they are not happy in their life, or something happens to them, and we want to pick them up a little bit, then we can give them Korovet. So Korovet represents again the fire element, which is like Korolen. And to fire element, there belong heart, pericardium, small intestine, and blood vessels. So, as I already said, Korovet improves transport functions and also supports the cellular and biochemical levels, which is also very important. That sometimes makes also the animals sad or unpredictable or whatever. Sometimes even the small disbalance can make a huge problem for the animal. Also, if we need to stimulate the earth element, we can use Korovet. So we will stimulate the activity of the spleen, pancreas, also stomach, and nervous system. If we need to take out the energy from the wood element, so if there is some hyperactivity of the liver, gallbladder, or another connected tissues to the wood element, then we can also use Korovet, which is very important, because sometimes when animals are having the digestion problems or even the stomach problems, sometimes you can harmonize it with Korovet very miraculously. So you can try it. Korovet always makes animals happier. Also, now in May, already starts the fire element season. So it's if you have the animal which needs, or you feel that maybe it will need some support, you can also use Korovet. And as I already said, smaller dosage is sometimes much better. Oh, very important thing. My dog is used to pentagram drops. So whenever I put I put the drop on my finger. My dog just comes and eats it without problem. Sometimes she is also waiting for the drops. So if you have this kind of dog, then you are really happy. And if you don't, then usually, as I do with the Immunovet, I put the drop on the nose, so she needs to lick it from the nose. So this is how you can work with the drops. It's much easier with this, or if they really don't want to, then you can use the drops on some bite or some treat. It's also possible, but especially with the cats, it's very difficult, because are having delicate taste, so they know that the drops are there. However, usually once they are sick, they usually take pentagram drops very easily. So, but the nose is very, very good to use the drops, and they really need to clean it down. So you have the way how to treat them. So, and the next one is Guinevere. Guinevere, like Ginex, like earth element, supports the hormonal system balance, stomach, spleen, and pancreas balance. Also, helps to centralize the animal, and it supports also mammary gland. What's very important with Genevet, it's amazing for the fur, for the skin. So whenever there's some problem in skin and fur, we usually use Genevet and Omegavet. These two are really amazing combination for all skin problems. So whenever there is like the low quality fur, or it there is the skin problems like the eczema or allergies, you can also use Ginevet. So Ginevet affects the neurohumoral control in the body, which is also very important. Increases the body's resistance to stress. If you know that the Ginex doing, Ginex centralizes ourselves. So whenever we are in our center, we don't see the problems so big, right? So it's the same for animals. Once they are centralized, they don't care that much. So they are not distracted by small things, and they are really not under the stress. If we need to stimulate activity of the lungs and large intestine or skin, we use Ginevet. If we need to take out the hyperactivity of the heart, pericardium, or vascular system, or small intestine, then we also use Ginevet. So Ginevet is very well. However, if you have the false pregnancy cases for your animals, don't use Ginevet in during this period. So during their cycle, and after during the false pregnancy, because otherwise we would give there more energy, and the false pregnancy could be more strong. So in false pregnancy, we always use Virovet. But Ginevet is amazing product, especially when you need to support support fertility, if you need to support the skin, hormonal balance, even for the dogs, like for the men dogs, so you can use it. So it's really, really good. Stomach is also working very well with Genevet. So in this case, sometimes you can support stomach with the Regavet or directly by Genevet. And last pentagram product is Virovet. Virovet belongs to the metal element. It's the same like Vironal. However, in veterinary range, we have a little bit, a little differences. So, of course, Virovet is helping with the immunity. It gently influences the lungs, large intestine, and skin. and also increases the physical and mental resistance. This is the thing that we give the order to the animals. So animals really need some order. They are having that all their evolution along, because they have the circadian rhythm, they have something they are used to, and now the humans changed it because of their rhythm. So sometimes if your animal is lacking of the order, then we support it with Virovat. So Virovat helps them to find the structure, and once they are having the order, the structure, they also calm down, because they know that they have the basics, so they don't need to find something, or they don't need to look for something. So this is very good. Also, what is Virovat great in? It's suitable for acute kidney failure. So whenever we need to support kidneys directly, we use Virovat. Don't use Renovat. So we always, when we need to support, when we need to add, we go element before. Virovat also helps to increase the resistance and activity of the immune system. So this is that the immune system is learning, and it doesn't mean that the animal won't get sick, but the sickness will be very short. So if we need to stimulate activity of kidneys, urinary tract, genitals, and bone tissues, we can also use Virovat. If we need to calm down the hyperactivity of the spleen, pancreas, and stomach, or nervous system, or mammary gland, we use Virovat. That's the false pregnancy case, which I already said before. So this is the case we are using Virovat. Also, for the skin, which is overreacting, we use Renovat. Sometimes I will say it later, maybe. Yes. So this is 5 elements. Now, and I think Etovet, which is in humans range called Stimaral, it's one of the most used products from veterinarian range, because since we 99% of the population can't normally speak to their pets, so sometimes they don't understand us and we don't understand them. So Etovet helps to harmonize psychological functions, which is very important. Whenever you have problematic pet, you can start with Etovet. It also harmonizes the energy balance. So whenever you have the animal which doesn't have energy, or you need more endurance because it loses its focus, then you can use Etovet. It's great when you need to, for your dog, cat, or horse, to learn something new, and you know that you need to do it in short period, and you are somehow under the pressure to do it because you will need it, and the animal doesn't answer very well, then you can use Etovet, because Etovet supports the concentration, stabilizes the energy, and thanks to its supporting the focus, the animal would be calmed down, however, fully focused on you and will be able to understand you much better. Also increases the endurance. I said already, this endurance is also about endurance in focus. So sometimes you know that you lose focus so fast, but with etovet, the animal can focus on you very, like, for long time, I think. So also etovet is very good. It supports digestion and utilization of nutrients and energy from food. So etovet is something between ginevet, regavet, korovet. It's really, I think it's a very universal product, which you can start with if you don't know. So uh, I have so many questions here already. So I can see that the veterinary webinars will maybe need to continue. So I had this question because I don't know whether you see all of you, but there's this trauma support. It depends. How long was there the trauma? How huge it was, and how also the animal answers on that trauma. So usually each animal reacts differently. But if you have a traumatized animal, I usually use the, like, to increase its ability, to increase its mood. You can use etovet or you can use korovet. Sometimes helps even ginevet. And ADHD behavior, that's also a question. I like etovet combined with fitovet and omegavet, or you can use also ginevet. But etovet will be your great support in many ways, how to deal with animals, and it really supports the animal body and mind on many levels. So whenever you don't know, you can start with etovet, because most of the problems can start with disharmony in understanding each other. And it's not easy sometimes to understand our animals. And we have another product, which is Kingvet. Kingvet is like King Kong in humans range. And again, Kingvet supports motor functions and healing processes. So if you have animal after the operation in a recovery process, then you can use Kingvet. Or even after some accidents, even you need to heal the wounds, or you need to restart the muscles, then in all of these ways you can use Kingvet. It also works very well with the bacterial infections. So it's very good in veterinarian ways, and you can combine it very easily with Immunovet. Immunovet is Draximun. So you know that Immunovet will be And you can guess that Immunovet can be support to each element drops, as well as Etovet and Kingvet. In other ways, Kingvet helps with incontinence, supports the activity of the immune system, urinary tract, and genitals. So if we had animals, we needed to support somehow in like in their we needed to support fertility, then we used Kingvet or Guinevere. Especially for like men's like, then we used Kingvet. It's also, as I already said, natural anabolic. So whenever you need to recover any muscles, that I mean cardiac or visceral muscles as well. So you can use Kingvet. Be careful after the heart operations or heart failures. We should be very careful in these cases. So even after the heart failure, after heart failure, you can use it only for 2 days. Then you should stop. So it really stimulates. And as I already said, animals are more sensitive. So they will answer very easily and very quick to the drops. So that's why we need sometimes to be very careful. And smaller dosages are always okay. Also, Kingvet helps to stimulate the development of and performance of skeletal, cardiac, and visceral muscles. I already spoke about the muscles. If you have the skeletal problems or some accidents or the operations, then you can use after that Kingvet with Skelevet as the cure for recovery. Also, sorry. Also suppresses hyperactivity of the lungs, bronchi, urinary, and genitals. So when you have, when your pet has cough, or it's after the long cough and needs to recover, then you can use Kingvet. This is very, very good. So we have another. There are many products in the veterinary range. However, there are a few which are, to me, very important, and you can use them almost without thinking. So it's Fitovet, almost for the daily usage, I think. If you put it into the water bowl for your cat, horse, dog, chicken, rabbit, you won't make mistake. This is the overall support for the body. This is support of the immunity system. This is support for good mood. So Fitovet is good always. And as I remember, last year we were on the fair, which is called For Pets, here in Prague. And there were many companies with their booths, and our booth had the small bowl with the water, but there was Fitovet. And almost all booths had the water bowls. However, we had to add the water all the time because many dogs stopped by our booth and drank the water because of Fitovet. So I believe dogs knows what to drink. And since my dog has sometimes problem to drink the tap water, I believe that she knows very well that there is a Fitovet because she always drink it all. Then we have Citovet. Citovet is like Citosan. Citovet is amazing whenever you need something to take out. So it's detoxification when you need to take the toxins from the poisoned food, or whenever you have some inflammation, whenever you have something in the body which it shouldn't be there, especially when dogs or cats eat something very wrong. You can use always Citovet because it will take out all the toxins. At first, you can use higher dosage, more than it's written on the packages. And Citovet is always good help whenever there is a digestion problems or the inflammation. And Immunovet is Draximune. So whenever you have the fever, something hot, inflammation, virus, bacteria, always use Immunovet. Immunovet can be combined in many ways. So you can use it, you can combine it with Renovet, Ginevet, with all pentagram drops. You will always support the immunity. You will always take out the something which is hot. You will take out the inflammation. You can also easily combine Citovet, Immunovet, and some of the pentagram products, or Kingvet or Etovet. So these three can be combined very easily and can solve the problem very, I think, on a very good level. There is another fine thing, which is Omegavet. As you can see, the omega vitamins, it's like Vitamarin, however, it's in drops, so it's normal oil. You can add it to the food of your animal without problem, and you will support the skin, you will support the immunity system. It has also anti-inflammatory effects, and it's very needed for animals. Not last, however, one of the most important ones is also Audivet. Audivet is good for ears, as well as all the locations they can be affected by bacteria or viruses. I love Audivet on many ways. Whenever we get the tick, I use it after I take out the tick. So it's like disinfection. You can also use it whenever you have some inflammation places, or you need to disinfect something. So you can use Audivet. Audivet has a wide range of usage as well. However, that can be explained some more time, because we are always running out of time. And these products are also can be used in many ways. So, and I think also Thickvet can be good for this season. These are aromatic oils. It's combination, and it prevents the flies, the ticks, and it's pure natural. What I'm doing, because it's natural, you need to start like the first week every day. I put it behind the neck and close to the tail. So one drop and one drop. Then you have really beautiful smell from your dog or cat. uh, and it prevents to get the ticks. Of course, if your dog is like my dog, so running through the forest and meadows and all day long in the garden, then of course you will get some ticks. I think it's normal. However, this is the natural way how to protect our animals from the ticks. And like to me, uh, I'm using Tickvet as well. I like the smell. Um, of course, we have Tick Attack, which is the spray for humans. And the spray is just for humans. We shouldn't use it on dogs, horses, or cats. That's why we have Tickvet. Because tick attack contains some substances that animals can be allergic and they shouldn't be used on them. That's why you can use tick vet, but your animals shouldn't use tick attack. So that's why we have tick vet. Whenever you will see something which has the vet ending in energy, then you are 100% sure that this is for your pet as well. So it was really like very short introduction. All we have also many cases how to combine each product. So maybe we can make it later, because I believe that if you have pets, you already faced some troubles with their health, and for the next time or for your next pets, you will be ready. So you can solve it through the nature and very easily. Of course, if you don't have a veterinarian range at home, but you have the humans one, you can, in let's say urgent cases, you can use, of course, pentagram for humans, but lower the dosage. This is, I think, the very important thing. So I think this is that's all. So if you have any other questions, now it's your time for them. We had already some in chat. Of course, you can write them down if you need. We have also some products for horses, which is Pulmivet and Ulcerovet. These two were designed because one of our doctors is also the owner of beautiful Spanish horses, and they suffer with the pneumonia a lot. So she developed at first Pulmivet. So it helps them to protect their lungs. And Ulcerovet was designed because of the horses which are under the training, and they need, especially the endurance horses. So they suffer during the competitions and trainings because they are not able to eat or drink, and then their stomach is usually suffering a lot. So they are really sick with their stomach, and Ultravet helps them to calm down the stomach, to support the digestion, to calm down also the mind. So we have many products. I think we should make I think, more deep introduction later on. So thank you so much for your attention, for your activity, for your questions. I'm glad that we met here again, and I'm looking forward for the next webinar. And for sure, in autumn, I will make some veterinary webinar again, and I will try to introduce more other products, and maybe we will make the case studies
Yeah.
for the for this uh, for this webinar. I think that could be nice.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The Virovet, when you explain about immunity, large intestine, lung, skin, do you know a product called Solidago from Heal, which is a homeopathic, which you would use for more kidney activity and things like that?
No.
No, because that sounds really, really similar. Stimulate the kidney, urinary tract, bone tissue, and I was wondering whether it's the same. So,
No,
okay.
no. It's
No.
uh it's really like Veronal for humans.
Mm-hmm.
So Veronal for humans supports the large intestine, lungs, and thanks to the sensitivity of animals, if we need to support the water element, which is kidneys, urinary system, we can use Virovet, sorry.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. For the horses, would you be use it on the horse as well?
Mhm.
And how many drops would we be talking there?
It depends on the horse and your ability to give them the product, because if you live with the horses, you
Yeah,
have them at home,
you can do
and you
more.
are at home, then you can give it to them like 5 times a day.
Okay.
Then few drops are enough.
Yeah.
If you are able to do it like once a day or twice a day, then you need to grow
More.
the dosage.
So is it more like an information therapy to the body? Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what
Exactly.
homeopathy is like. It's not about
Yes.
the amount, it's
Yes.
about informing the body of rebalancing and not dropping one. Okay. And this
Actually, yes.
is all the same with all the drops then, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Then the king vet, when you say bacterial infection, are we talking Borrelia, Bartonella, Treponema, Toxoplasmosis, and things like that as well? Because they're obviously quite powerful spirochetes and usually
Yes.
happens in animals with leaky gut syndrome. So you end up with multifaceted problems. Not, yeah, okay. So that is
Yes.
something
In
where you can
in
use.
this case, I would combine it with Immunovet and Cytovet,
Okay.
because there are inflammatory places, so
Yeah.
we need to cool them down, which
Yeah.
is making Immunovet,
Yeah.
and then the rests and the garbage will be taken out by
Of the
Cytovet.
cell. Okay, so that removes from the cell. I need to write that down.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a I've also trained in Schussler salts and there you
Uh-huh.
can do the same thing. So that would be a number 10. So you use a number 4 and a number 6 to remove the toxins from the cell and then a number 10 removes it from the body. So
Yes.
okay, so that would be cytovet, remove it the waste from the body. Okay, and
Like
then you can work again with at the beginning, the Renovet is about cleansing, and the Regovet is the difference is that is the liver gut cleanse, whereas the Renovet is the lymphatic cleanse. Okay, okay,
exactly.
got it. Well, it's just important because it depends on the problem you're dealing with. One of my horses really difficult case, and People think Lyme's disease is just from tick. It's not. The bacteria live in the body. The problem is just when the environment and the body changes, then the pathogenic bacteria start becoming more active, they grow and take over. And
Mm-hmm.
then they hitchhike the red blood cells and move around the body, they build biofilm and stuff. So that's when it becomes really difficult to treat it. And then the toxins build up. So that's why I was wondering how you best then remove the toxins. And that's with the Renovet and the Regovet.
And Citovet. In
Anti.
these cases, you really need a Citovet because you need to take it out. So
Okay.
the Regavet can manage how to do it and what to do, and Citovet will take it out.
Okay. And you then give 3 drops, 5 times a day of each. Okay.
Yes, it will also depend on sensitivity of the
Yeah.
animal.
Yeah, and the size and but the horses are generally quite big.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
However, like horses are, I think, even more sensitive than dogs or cats because
Yeah, they
these
don't
are
have
like,
gallbladder.
yes.
Yeah. No, they're definitely very sensitive and also they're very tuned into frequencies.
Mm,
So and if they're ready. So all of these, when you have that sort of problem, you also have trauma. And then
mm,
you are in parasympathetic state, the vagus nerve isn't working, the back will be locked off, so you have hypersensitivity. But there's a different degree of bad as well. So it just depends on every case and then their personality and stuff. But yeah, a lot of it is also trying out with the different animals. I mean, maybe I need to get some and try on some of mine because I have all of mine are well, they're all like last chance horses. So they teach me.
mm. And you heal them.
Yes, they've come to me because they have nowhere else to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's okay because they've been living with me. I haven't, like my big mare, been living with me for nearly 12 years. The other two, 6 years, and the little one, who's huge,
Mm,
3 years. So I know them really well, and I know their bodies very well. And it takes a very long time to heal the body when it's so damaged. And yeah,
mm.
but there's very good learning because they teach you really well.
This is the best book for you
Yeah.
to study.
It varies because you remember, I remember all the scenarios and everything that happens, and you learn so well from that and the different type of support. The one thing, which one is the product which has, was there oh, I can't remember now. What I don't work with is yeast. I don't work with yeast products because I don't think for the horses it's very good. Because they're hindgut fermenters. So it's very
Mm,
different to a dog or a cat. So I stay away from that. And I'm also very careful with the silymarine, so
mm-hmm,
the milk thistle, because a lot of, like us, they're very toxic. A lot of animals, a lot of horses, very toxic. And if the detox pathway isn't open, because they can't make activated B6, P5P enzyme, and a lot of horses can't because the hindgut is in the wrong pH, because the pH has to be neutral in the horse,
mm,
because their hindgut fermenters a very unique system. And if they can't detox properly, if you then release too many toxins from the liver, then they haven't got nowhere to go, and then they end up recycling, and then it's
mm,
actually more toxic, and you can
mm,
have more negative effect
mm-hmm.
term. So I'm very careful with that. When there's silly marine in, I can't use it in the horse.
But that's why we go around with the elements, because if you need to detox and the gallbladder or livers are like low energy, so they can't detox the body. Then we can't use Regavet because Regavet would make it worse. That's
Yes.
why we go from Renovet,
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I must write that down.
because in Regavet is of course Silimarin.
Okay. Okay. So then you go stay with the Renovet, the water element, and then you
Yes.
detox via the lymphatic system rather than the gut and the liver. Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, that is much better for the horses.
Mm,
With the dog and the cat's different because they have a
yes.
gallbladder and they have a different activity there and the horses can't do that.
Horses are really sensitive. Like
Really sensitive.
actually all animals they eat hay or grass, so they don't eat meat. They are very sensitive.
Yeah, very. And the bile acid and everything, because they constantly produce the bile acid, they can't switch it off. And
Yes,
then, like you
exactly.
said, when the horses are not treated correctly because they're trickle feeders, they have to eat all the time.
Yes,
That alone, the stress from not eating can cause trauma, high activity in the adrenal gland. Yeah,
and
you
then it
always,
goes step by step, and all the system is falling down.
yeah, yeah. So you always have to feed them, and they should never leave the horses with no forage. I mean, the vets say research says they can go without for 4 hours.
Mm.
I don't agree. If you have a problem horse with insulin dysregulation or something, then you have to find different ways, tied hay nets, mix in straw or whatever. They need to chew because when
Mm.
they chew, they make
The
the
system
well,
is working.
the system's working, they produce 3 to 5 liters of liquid that buffers the stomach, and it's just the system has to work all the time.
Mm.
You create too many problems, otherwise it's too sensitive to, you know, take the food away. I mean, each situation is different. Some horses become very, very sugar addicted. Then you have to do other things. So it depends on the case. But in general, they always have to have food. Um, with yeah, because ulcers is a big thing, and that's very painful.
Yes, yes, it also depends on the race of the horse.
Yeah, absolutely. Their temperament. Then I
Mm.
mean, it's very complex. The draft
Yes,
horse is different to the performance horses and things like that. Yeah,
totally.
I know. Okay, now, but this is really good. Thank you so much. Super, super interesting. I learn every time more, and just learning about the products is really important. I'll speak to Martina because I have a big dog, giant Schnauzer.
Hmm.
She had an operation before Christmas and
Oh,
still so many toxins and the ears and all. The body's still pushing the toxins through the body. So, doing the Regavet with her or something would be really good.
no, 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 don't use Regavet. In this case, I would use King Vet and
Okay.
Citovet. And for ears, use Audivet,
King, bed, citro.
Citovet.
Yeah. But she had before she had the operation, she already had an overgrowth of candida, so they're always very
Hmm.
smelly. We changed all the food to natural 3 years ago, but it takes so long for the body to detox.
Hmm.
For the natural, and then she had she developed a nail bed infection in the toenail. I mean, it's crazy. And got this tumor. And first we thought, oh my God, it's cancerous. It was really bad. So they had to amputate it. And then obviously with the operation, you have all the antibiotics. And she's really fine now. But the skin issue is still there. And the overgrowth of
Hmm.
the candida is still there. And now she's still trying to remove the toxins from the cell, from all the medication she had when she had the surgery. So yeah. Otherwise, she's very happy now. She's running and everything. She's an older girl as well. She's not young. She's going 10 now, and
Mhm.
she's a big dog, 55-kilo dog.
Or you can use Virovet. However, in this case, I would 100% sure use Citovet, and that would be Kingvet or Virovet. Maybe when it's going around the skin, you can use Virovet.
Okay. And that all with the drops, yeah? 2 drops 5 times a day, big dog. More?
Yes, maybe yes, yes, or three from the very beginning. Then
Okay.
you can lower the dosage.
Okay. And how long would you apply? Usually 3 to 4 weeks, or I mean, I
Three
always work in
weeks,
6 weeks.
yes, 3 weeks, 1 week off, then another 3 weeks, and you will see.
Okay.
And always when there is this kind of problem, I apply on the skin Audivet.
Okay. Topical.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Okay. Sounds great.
You can mix it with water. Like I think the best is the mineral water. So you use like 5 drops and I don't know 1 deciliter of water, and you spray it on the dog.
Okay. So 5 drops mixed with water and spray.
Mm-hmm. And you will see the concentration. Maybe it can be even stronger.
Okay. Yeah, it's quite bad. It's really crusty. And
Mm-hmm.
she used to really itch, and we put other stuff on, antimicrobial, and it's much better, but it's not going. And
Mm.
I've tried loads of stuff now, so yeah, this
Is
this
it dry now?
it is now dry. It used to be wet, but not anymore. She used to have wet here as well,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like really pushing everything through the skin. She got skin tags and all sorts.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
people usually get skin tags when the glucose is too high, isn't it? Glucose and
Mm-hmm.
insulin, people get skin tags. So, but I don't think she has an insulin issue. I don't because I've never give her anything sweet. She has a natural diet. Um, I don't know. I don't even understand why she has so much candida. Maybe before in the dog food.
Mm.
Before we bought the dog food and we bought the best dog food, the most expensive dog food, nah, it's all rubbish. So maybe that's when it all developed. But this is over 3 years now. Long time.
Mm.
We cook every day fresh human food for them. It's
Oh
really,
my God.
yeah, it's hard work because she's so big. She eats a lot, but it's better for the health,
Mm. Mm.
you know.
And at the end, it's much cheaper than veterinarians.
Oh yes, the only thing she had was this with the toe thing. She was not, I think when she was about 3, she became incontinent, but I fixed it in 4 weeks.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah. They're not silly. I started talking to her, I said, this is not good, Stasi. She went, oh, she was embarrassed. And then we changed some stuff and immediately got bladder control again. Sometimes I think it's just neurological where um the muscle switches off. It wasn't difficult. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't do anything special. We were just, talked about it and it was fine then. And because she is spayed, obviously, because she's a really big dog, and
Mm.
this sometimes happens, and that must be something to do with the nerve cycle when they spay them, because you hear it commonly, and then we reactivate the nerve again, I'll be fine. The little dog I'm not letting her being spayed. It's caused so many problems. I don't think people realize how bad it is.
Mm.
The ovaries produce hormones. It's important.
Yes, it is. It is. It's very important.
Yeah.
That's why, these fall pregnancies, my dog is facing them.
Okay.
However, I still haven't decided for operation, even she's 10 years old, because I still believe it's much better for her. And we can manage it. We deal it with Virovet very well. So whenever she's on the phase that she it starts,
Yeah.
uh, we start with Virovet, and it's much much better. So
Oh,
we
wow.
don't use hormones. We don't need it. It's really great.
That's really interesting. So you think the Verovet would work for the mares as well? Because you get a lot of mares with ovarian cycling issues. So from what I usually do and what I find, because when they have problems in the sex organs, it's usually linked to the hindgut.
Mm,
It's to the large intestine because on the neurological system, the large intestine and the sex organs are on the same cycle. So
yes.
when you improve the diet, and often the horse can't make enough vitamin B6, and then the zinc is missing, and
Hmm.
B6 and zinc is the progesterone receptor.
Hmm.
And then if you put the B6 and the zinc in, they usually their ovarian pains get much better.
Mm,
Could you
mm.
use the Verovet for that as well?
I think yes, I believe, to support it.
It's worth a try, maybe in combination. I mean, some mares are. My big mare had ovaries removed 8 years ago because she was so bad, but I didn't have the knowledge I have now.
Yes.
I regret it every day. Oh, she's my absolute heart. This horse is everything to me, and I know her life will be will be cut short because of it.
Mm.
And yeah, it's heartbreaking.
But that's evolution.
Don't know. It's a
If I
shame.
knew
It's
what I kn-
veterinarian practice. They're people who are trained by a system who want to make money and try and keep you sick. That's what it is. Yeah.
yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But
That is.
sometimes, even they don't know that they
No,
are doing this.
no, they don't know. A lot of them don't know. They're just a produce of the system.
Yes,
Yeah, I know.
unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately. But what you do if you know too much, you don't hang around too much these days. So yeah, difficult one. But yeah, no, that's really cool. So I've made loads of notes. I
Oh
really
my
want
God.
to try more stuff. And I really think we should do this. We should do workshops with the case studies because all of this is based on experience, and the more experience can be shared, the more you can learn and then put it into practice. I do this often. I learn and then try stuff out, see how it works, and then you can really learn from that and put it forward. So yeah, it's really good.
It is. I will try to get one of our veterinarians for this
Yeah.
because I'm not veterinary expert.
Yeah, but
I
there
have
must be, are they holistic thinking? Are they trained in TCM as well?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes. They're
super.
super good.
Oh, good.
However, I'm not aware if they are able to speak English.
Ah, yeah, that's what Martina said. The vet doesn't speak English.
Uh, uh, uh,
How do we
that's
do that?
Don't worry, we will find a way.
Okay, I can speak German.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
okay, never
That's
mind.
the problem, once you study something very hard, and then you have, because veterinarians are really so busy,
Hmm,
so they don't have time to improve the language.
right,
So even they studied the language, it's long, long time ago, and they could understand, however, they wouldn't be able to answer.
Yeah, the speaking is always a problem. They probably read papers and stuff because
Yeah,
most of the papers are in English, but
yeah,
the articulation is yeah, it's always easier to understand than to speak. And the speaking is practice. You know, when you started, you were looking for the words, and as you got going, they
yeah.
come again because it's the same as practice.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. No, okay, cool. Yeah, but that's brilliant, you know, if we can do something like that, I would love that.
I would love to as well because I'm not expert in this like let's say things of pets. I just have some experiences from my animals.
Yeah.
However, it's like it's not enough because thanks to God, my animals are healthy.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's it's just so hard to explain to people. That's actually the hardest bit is to explain to people. Yeah. Yeah. And if they don't understand from their own perspective, then they can't understand from the animal. Like most people, or half the people come to me with the horses, halfway through the conversation, they go, "Oh, yeah, I have terrible gut problems. I understand." So they come because they have problems themselves, so they understand to a certain extent. There are
Hmm,
people who don't have any problems. They can't, they don't understand, they can't make the connections. And because the root cause is usually not where the symptom is, that people can't see the connection.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much again. And
You're welcome.
yeah,
It
we'll
was
speak.
pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. You too. Have a
Thank you.
nice rest of the weekend.
Yeah,
Bye
love.
bye.